discretion will turn out to be your downfall. Do you understand
Yeah.
it? Because see, for you think you are doing the right thing, but in the minds of other people, they think it should have been done otherwise. But because it is not codified in law, it is not spelled out how that discretion should be exercised. How you exercise it is your decision, and we may have, or the public may have, issues with how you exercise it. But the question is, if that discretion was given to me, I may also have exercised in a different way that others also have problem with me. And that is why me, as a person, I don't like room for discretion. Let it be written in black and white, so that if I faulted, I know that I faulted. But when you give me a discretion, then based on various factors that determine how I do things, I'll exercise it the way I want. So you see, faulting the president for exercising his discretion, I don't know how you want to, because how you exercise your discretion is your decision. Do you understand it? So yes, there may be sure why was she suspended. It is the fault of the Constitution. And that's why I have said it here, and I'll say it again, that the removal process that stipulated in the Constitution is unfair. And I agree with the former CJ Sofia Kufu. I agree with the Ghana Bar Association. I agree with anybody that points out that flaw, that the process that has been outlined for the removal of a superior court judge and the CJ is, to me, flawed because it is unfair. Okay? But the fact is that as long as we have not cured that unfairness that is in the Constitution, whoever is clothed with the power to exercise that discretion or exercise the way he or she thinks is good. And we can only complain because we cannot also accuse the person of breaching any law. As I said, we cannot accuse the person of breaching any law because per the Constitution, the person has not breached any law. But it's because of the void that exists and the power of discretion that has been given to that person. The person decides to exercise in the way he or she wants. So for me, I think that these are all issues we are raising. And I said it here before, that probably what is happening to the CJ is also in a way a blessing because we are on the process of doing a constitutional review. We are all now pointing out the loopholes in what we think is happening. It's an opportunity for us to capture these things, the constitutional review, and make sure that we actually close those gaps. So future, the president can come and do a similar thing that is happening now because they would have closed all the loopholes that we have identified as a people that know this process is unfair. But the president has no choice because the president can also not disobey the Constitution. So he's also doing what he's doing because that's what the power for him is for him to ask the doctor has said that the Constitution doesn't say it should take you 7 days or 1 month to forward the Constitution to the petition to the Council of State. So a president can come and say, as for me, this petition, I will say 1 month a year, I will not forward it. Nobody can say why is he not forwarding it because the Constitution did not give it a timeline. It said forward it, but what is the timeline? So I will decide, my people are looking at it. We are looking for legal opinions to see whether we should forward it or not. Even if it is 1 year, the president can sit on it without. What will you say? You can only accuse him of unfairness. You can only allege that he's abusing the process. But the point is, there is no specific period that he's supposed to forward it. You understand it? Even the Council of State, I've not seen the number of days that is given to them or duration given to them to determine whether there's a premier facie case or not. You understand? So clearly we can see that we have a process in our Constitution that has so many loopholes. We sat down, and for me the painful aspect is that Justice Jones Doche, leading the Supreme Court in a judgment in 2020, actually identified all these loopholes and made a recommendation that the government of the day, the executive, should take steps to cure it because they realized that there's a whole unfairness in the process. For 4 years, we sat down and did nothing about it. And today we are all talking about it. And we are back to the same thing. That's why in a country where it's like we talk a lot and do little, these are the things. We will just be revisiting the same issues back and forth, back and forth. You see, the GBA asked that there's a precedent that the former President Akufo-Addo actually published or made public their decision of a premier facie case, whether they determine how they determine it. And they issued a statement asking that President Mahama should release that report. What is the basis of determining that premier facie case? Initially, the NDC made us believe, or the government and spokesperson, the president is very, very fair, generous. He gave the CJ the petition. But that request for the publication of the premier facie determination. Up to now, the president has not released this. So, on one hand, we should praise the president that he gave the CJ the petitions. But on the other hand, the president not releasing that premier facie case, we are not concerned. But at the same time, too, you cannot force the president. The issue of discretion. Course. The decision to give the CJ was a discretion. So now the decision to either publish as demanded by GBA or not is also a discretion. So you see, we are trying to blame the president but the issue is not the individual, it's the process that we are saying. There's so many loopholes. Right. You understand? So if we sit here and want to be talking about how somebody exercises a discretion, we may not close today because we will all have why we think this is the way he should have done it or the other way he should have done it. You will have a different opinion. I may have a different opinion. He may have a different. He may have it because it's a matter of discretion how you exercise it. So for me, I say whatever the outcome is from this thing that we are experiencing, the most important thing is the lessons that we will learn about the various loopholes that various individuals and groups have pointed out about the process and how quickly we will cure that process to make sure that we don't go through this again in the near future. For me, that's the most important thing.
Doc, the argument of the MPP and the minority is that this is purely political and not legal, as you want to put it. They argue that you are taking advantage of the loopholes as established by Elvis just now you're weaponizing the legal processes for a political gain.
You see, my brothers, Ghana, we have a long way to go. In 1992, we voted for this constitution. Yes, in fact, I'm happy to say that I was part of it. Who voted yes? Some group of people went around the country and said we should vote no against them. I remember very well what Professor Dubois and co, Nana Akufo-Addo, their group, were all over the place. Vote no against the constitution. We queued and voted yes for the constitution. The constitution guides our life in this country. The constitution describes the governance structure of this country and how we should be governed in this country. We are not lawless people in this country. I'm surprised certain aspect of our institution in Ghana wants this government to act lawless. We are not going to be lawless. In any case, let me correct this perception. John Dramani Mahama is not the first person to initiate the process of the removal of the Chief Justice. He's not. In fact, Nanado, under the 1992 Constitution, is the first president to ever initiated a process of removing the Chief Justice. Just last year, December, Professor Kweku Azar wrote a petition to Nana Akufo-Addo asking him to remove the learned Chief Justice. What did Nanado do? Under Article 146, it's here. Under Article 146, Nanado passed the petition to the Council of State to come up with their what? Prima facie.
Prima facie, yeah.
They came out to it and sent their report. They didn't find anything wrong with what they accused the learned Chief Justice. They didn't find anything wrong. They said no. They didn't find a prima facie case against the lady, so she has no questions to answer. And therefore, they were recommending to Nana Akufo-Addo to dismiss the petition. He went ahead. Because they didn't find prima facie, the exercise of discretionary power did not come. That is because a committee was not set. If there's no prima facie, you cannot form. Under Article 146, where 6 is talking about the formation of the 5-man committee. It is when the prima facie is found.
It's established.
Now here, the same president, I'm talking of the presidency, another petition came. This time it's NDC. It's NDC government. And the president is called John Dramani Mahama. And somebody sent petitions to him on the same subject matter. This time it's not on the same issue that was being dismissed. It's a different matter. Those who send it are living testimonies to her action against them. That's why they wrote the petitions and send it to the president. acting on the same article that Nanado acted and dismissed the petition. Now, hell must break loose because it's John Dramani Mahama and NDC. When it was MPP, Nanado, constitutional, he's doing his writing. Oh yeah, everybody should go and sleep. But we have a new president and his name is different and it's not pronounced Akufo-Addo, it's pronounced John Dramani Mahama. He's acting lawlessness. Can you imagine the direction of which is coming? When I say these people are trying to undermine his authority, MPP and their like, undermine his authority, and that is where we are having problem with them. This, your former president acted the same way. Is it because, okay, if they had found prima facie case against the Lady Chief Justice at that time, in December, was Donado going to say, because they have not found, I'm not going to set a committee? He would have set the committee.
Yes,
it's constitutional. He's bound by the Constitution to do that. And he would have exercised his discretionary powers under clause 10 of the article. Now, in exercising discretion, that's why we must look, this Constitution, we have problems with it, yes, but it's very clear in certain actions. Look at how discretionary powers is exercised under Article 296.
296.
Check the B, where they are trying to talk about it. They are saying that the exercise of the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased either by resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike, and shall be in accordance with the process of law. Come and see how the discretionary power under clause 10 of the article says.
146.
146. Where a petition has been referred to a committee under this article, the president may discretionary. That's the discretionary power. Listen to how they carve it. The framers of the Constitution. In the case of the Chief Justice, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, is it capricious? Is this one capricious? Is it arbitrary? Is it a sentiment? Acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, suspend by warrant signed by him, suspend the Chief Justice.
And that's where they go into the composition of the Council
of
State.
And I'm saying that the composition of the Council of State is a creation of the Constitution. We voted yes for it. The composition is not arbitrary. It's a creation of the Constitution. The same former president formed the same Council of State and they came out with a judgment. This Council of State, 31 of them, out of the 31, 30 of them passed verdict. Are you telling me the learned Chief Justice, the learned Right Honorable Speaker, you have former army commander, police, all these chiefs, learned chiefs and all that, venerable, high-level elites in our society who form the Council of State, 30 of them, they are done their heads. Nothing is in their head. Is that what we are saying? Is that the insult we are giving to the Council of State?
No.
No, that is where we are coming. That is the absurdity of which we are going. Because they came out with a prima facie. They sat through the petitions, read it clause by clause, and 30 of them agreed that Madam has a case to answer.
A former CJ has raised issue with
I am saying that. I'm coming. Look, see, I'm saying, Dato, you are going to ambush me. Ambush tactics. Hold on. I'm saying, listen, I'm coming. I am saying that in establishing the prima facie, 30 members of the Council of State agreed and dismissed some, not all the charges brought against Madam. When Madam responded to them, they read Madam's responses, read the petitions, and agreed on some and dismissed some. Are you getting it? And said, you have a case to answer on this ones. By so doing, a committee has to be formed.
Would it not do the public good if you publish the establishment of the prima facie?
Tell me which part of the Constitution they publish the prima facie.
And
that's why I'm saying that, you see, we cannot act lawlessness. If there's a lacuna in the Constitution, that doesn't mean that you should go and act lawlessness. That's where I'm saying that. And I'm saying that...
contrary to the law to publish...
But I'm saying, well, I am saying that one, you don't access to act lawlessness. The law is asking us to do certain things.
It will not be lawless if you publish it.
I am saying that, listen, why is it that the Constitution is saying that they must sit in camera? Is that not what the Constitution is saying?
That is the
But some of them, learned people today are all over the place saying that they should open up the doors for them, people to come and see, they should make it public. Are they not asking us to act lawlessness? Is that how we are going to teach people in the school? You see, That is why
That has
Professor
no discretion.
Atamils,
That's no
I'm saying that
discretion,
that's
but
what
it's clear.
the professor,
It is stated in
very
law
clear,
that it should be in camera.
in camera.
So that's
And
no
so,
discretion.
and I'm saying that, so why will somebody know this and be asking that they should open up the
A
place?
suggestion.
What suggestion is that? Are you not asking them to act lawlessness?
There's a CRC happening there, sitting.
I am saying
as
that
we
is,
speak.
you are asking us to fall into a realm of absurdity in law. And that is what we must guide against.
Very well.
And I'm saying that clearly, look, let's allow them to do. My brother was saying that the CJ is a goner. How can you conclude this way? How can you conclude this way?
Because the
Was the
argument that
CA,
is politics
I'm saying
and
that,
not law.
was the CA a goner when the petition was given to Nana Akufo-Addo? Was she a goner at that time? So that time you didn't see that she was a goner. You didn't know that what the venerable professor was asking for was that she should be removed. At that time you didn't see that she was a goner. It's being because Nanado said no, there was no prima facie. I dismissed it. So that one you were comfortable. But this time, these fine gentlemen and ladies agreed that there is a prima facie. A committee said she's now going to avail. So she's a lawyer. She understood. In fact, the highest point of law is to be a chief justice. Is that not it? She has achieved that. So she understood the enormity of what is going on. And then she will go and defend. Let her go and meet the committee. If she exonerates herself and the committee finds favors, she hasn't done anything wrong. Her office is still there.
Very well. Dr. Zatu,
But we can conclude. You can't give a categorical conclusion.
Something happened.
briefly.
You said that
minutes.
you said that there are 30 people voted for 10 against. How did you get that number?
I
Were you-
said that.
are
I
you
didn't
the
know
councillor
31. I didn't know
Okay,
31.
you see what I'm talking about?
I'm saying what is
How
happening?
do you know? The council
I'm saying, I am saying that. I am saying that there's a prima facie.
Who told
They
you?
establish it. Leave that one.
How do you know those who voted
I am
for
saying
and
that.
against? One, that's my
Did
first-
we say? Did we
How do
ask
you
him?
know? Who
told
Zatu,
you?
did I mention anybody who voted this and voted against?
Who
I never
told you?
said numbers. I said number. I gave you numbers. So what's your problem?
then why did you get the numbers?
How do you get the numbers?
Why is
Who
it
gave
not
you-
published?
We know the numbers.
How do you?
I know.
Dr. Zatu, carry on.
That's my
Carry on.
point. You see, let's follow the logic here. The committee is in camera, so we do it. But the camera committee for them were like, oh, we know how they voted. And actually, so detailed as it is, only the former chief justice who voted against. The rest voted for. Okay, if it's in
Are you?
camera,
Is that your thinking?
were you in the,
Is that your thinking?
Were you
That
in-
you are saying?
Were you in the committee? How do you know how they voted? You see,
You know-
it is being selective here. We are saying that, good, Akufo-Addo, say whatever you want about him. He released the reasons for what his prima facie case. It's public.
What reason? There
He
was
did
no
not- he
reason.
released it. No, he
What
released
is?
it.
What was?
The
Was
response- he responded. No,
there
he
was a
released-
response to him from the council of state, not the reasons.
So you think this is a selective?
No, it wasn't.
You see, again, I'm making the point here too.
No, no,
One,
it's the premier. The cause of them that established the premier facie case.
The council
So
of
they
state.
wrote what they
What
did.
they saw.
Their
Their
position.
No,
reasons.
Yeah,
they were
He
only
did-
giving
he
the reasons
put-
why
he
you
put
should
it in.
dismiss it
Yes,
and all that.
yes,
But
but that is what we
the
are
prima
talking about.
facie
The question
was not
is that- so
established.
he, in the Akufo-Addo's case, we know, we can read it. Why, how he got to know. So we know how Akufo-Addo got to know. We don't know how John Mahama got to yes. You see the difference? In the removal of the judges, Akufo-Addo told us, look, this is your petition. I see your petition, and I raise you a no.
Right.
In this case, the president said, I see your petition, but I won't tell you how I got to yes. Vic.
No, it's not fake.
But
No, it's not
selectively-
fake.
but selectively,
The-
we
the-
are told how the
Dr. Zato, then you are not following. It's not true. That's not the case.
That's why.
No, that's not true.
why we
The
should
Council
know
of State
how
was
the
behaving.
Council of State
The Council
arrived
of
at
State
the
was behaving
establishment
like
of the prima
a
facie.
conclave. We just saw a conclave. The Council of State, but we've come out of it together. We've come out of the conclave. Habakkuk's purple, and in this Habakkuk's purple, 30 voted for 34 again. How did you know?
I am telling you
Who gave
that.
you the figures?
I am saying that.
Now we're never saying that.
I need to hear.
There's discretion here. No. You see, how did you know? Did you bag the room?
Back with
Did you
room.
put cameras in
I'm
the council
saying
of state
the
room?
thing is
How do
public.
you know how they voted? The NBC knows.
Can I give you? No, let me give you that. Let me give you the information.
There's
30 seconds,
discretion.
30 seconds.
Discretion can be held. I'm not saying that the president should follow the law, but I'm saying that you can at least copy Akufo-Addo. Let's see how they go to yes. Then this committee sitting down here, it's a charade. If not, when the committee finishes,
How can you describe it as a charade? Dr. Zato, how can you call this a bag? Charade.
So when it comes to what you think that may not help your case, it's a conclave. Let's guide the conclave. But when it comes to the thing that you think will support your case, let's release it. So much detail. And I'm saying that this is the abuse of the process. I'm not saying the legal process. It's a political process.
Thank
You are
you.
using
Elvis.
executive power to abuse the process.
Elvis, 1 minute. Wrap up on this matter.
This is where the discretion issues come in. And that is why we need to fix it.
Yeah.
In the EC Charles Osei case, Charles Osei asked for the petition. The response was that there's nothing in the
Zato
constitution
group
they
said
should
they
be giving.
shouldn't get it. They say they are refining
Do you
oil.
understand it? They say you shouldn't. There's no. The constitution says it should be given to you.
Yeah.
It says on the principle of fair justice. In the current case, okay, the same principle of fair justice. Mama says, "Oh, as for me, I'll give you the petition."
Yeah.
But in the same ground of principle of fair justice, now let me know how you arrive at the.
Exactly.
Akufo-Addo said, "Oh, me, I'll give it to you." He gave it out.
Yeah.
But Mama, as we speak, has not given,
not
it, out.
given it out.
So you see the way two people
application of the
application of the discretion
Yeah.
in this thing.
Yeah. So
The
when
con-
it suits the devil, he quotes the
the
Bible.
constitution says the president may suspend the chief justice. May is a discretion. So whether you will decide whether you want to suspend the
to or
CJ
you
or
don't
not, because it says may. That's what it uses. We are told
Elvis, and I'm
that
saying
by
they
May,
cannot.
the May it is discretionary. But the president chose that, oh, I will suspend. So let chief justice give me your advice on the suspension. If the president decides not to suspend, he may not ask the chief justice for that advice, the council of state for that advice, because he has not decided to what? To suspend. But it's because he has decided to suspend, he sought
consults.
the chief the
Advice of the council of
state, and then he suspended. That is discretion. That's what I'm saying. That this argument we can go back and forth, but tomorrow will not finish, because I just gave you the Akufo-Addo and the John Mahama, how they exercise discretion, even in the case of the petition itself and the Premier Fasci case. They all took different positions on this thing. Right. So we can be arguing over this discretion or not. It is about the individual in charge. He can decide to.
Yes, you see,
anyhow.
Elvis, here we must be very clear about it. The article 146 that we are talking of, clause 10. It's not capricious in the way he exercised the discretion. The law is very clear. The way they craft it. You see, they said in accordance with the advice of the
But that
council.
is when
You see, that's what I'm saying.
to suspend.
But the Supreme Court has ruled in Ghana that the president is not bound by the decision of the Council of State.
No,
It's not in Ghana. Didn't we have that ruling?
Now,
so even the president is not bound. Even the Supreme Court gives advice.
This one is not capricious.
The Council of State gives advice.
It's not
the president is not bound by it.
Then
Where
let's
did you
come
get your
back.
30 number from?
Allow Dr.
You see, and then when we come to the issue of
we have a few more seconds to go.
the Prima Facie issue, Nana Akufo-Addo, when the Council of State came out with their report, the report they were given to Nana Akufo-Addo, which became public, was not the report of the Prima Facie.
Because
it was
they did
their
not
advice to
establish
him
a
to
prima
dismiss. And I'm saying that the processes and what they used to get their prima facie, which they say they didn't find any case against a lady, was that the report to Nana Akufo-Addo? This one is an issue. And I'm saying that, look, when we are talking about this voting, my venerable National Communication Director, who is now the CEO of Gold Board, which the MPP fear a lot, Honorable Sami Jemfi, was on your sister platform and gave us the rundown of the reports, how the Council of State was reporting on this thing.
On this particular
matter.
petition.
Yes, and then that's where we got to know about the 30
How did he
voting.
get it?
Is it our communication director?
Who gave it to you?
Why are you
It was
talking
in
about?
camera. Who gave it to you?
It wasn't in camera.
Who gave it to
Did
you?
you say that? Did you say that?
No.
Hey,
The phone was in camera.
listen. Let me land
the
here.
communication officer of the party get it?
Listen to
and
me.
the minister in charge of government communications is unable to give it to us.
No, listen to me attentively. The Council of State sitting and how they establish it. There's no part of the Constitution which say they should sit in camera. Is there? Tell me, show me which article. Say the Council of State. So that one, they don't bring
It's
it
the
here.
committee.
You are talking of the committee.
The
But the committee
But it's not
is
the
now the
committee
5-man
like that
committee we are talking. So
We're
I'm saying
asking for the
that.
establishment
So
of the prima
have
facie
you,
and what
and
went
they
into
have
it.
done it, and they're saying that there is no law which says that they should come publish the prima facie. We can't act lawlessness. That's what they want us to act.
there is no law
Against I mean, we can go on and on about this. But gentlemen, thank you so much. Dr. Rashid Computer, Dr. Zato, Elvis Zato. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen. This has been the News Review segment here on Breakfast Daily. Thank you for staying with us. But do stay, don't go away. There's a lot more on the show.
Hi, friend. Where are we going today?
Just use your imagination.
My family is the only thing that matters to me right now. This is the stuff that Monique dreamed about.
These guys are the best.
GoTV's ready to take you from your hometown to roaring stadiums and even on international adventures. So let's go together, from home or on the go with GoTV Stream.
Sounds like a great idea.
Woohoo! GoTV. Love it.
Welcome to The Point of View. This is your favorite current affairs show here on Channel 1 Television. Here on The Point of View, we pick the right topics, we get the right guests, and we ask them relevant questions on issues that matter to you. We're continuing with our conversation on the Ghana Cedi. It's been performing very, very well in the past month and a half. Indeed, the Cedi is the world's best performing currency if you compare what the exchange rate to the major trade currencies are today compared to a month ago. In fact, if you do a year-to-date comparison as well, the Cedi is doing much, much better than most of its peers. But the million-dollar question is, when will prices of goods and services come down to show or reflect the appreciation of the Cedi? It's a big question. I have 3 guests to try and get into that tonight. We are live, so you can send us your questions and comments. And if you're a seller, tell us why your prices are where they are. All of this and more when we come back.
Where to get polytank?
Oh, and you're fine.
Go straight.
No, I want to left, right.
That's right. Ghana na ye wono. So when you do more, and ye data. Oh no! Abe, na ye. Me pe polytank ato. Enu ti na me nua ba yo tu pe bia be na ba he so. O fu te bia, e de entwa ye kura.
Akuya bulambo customer. Emu ha.
Like they take to buy so. Go to the distributor and you give the original polytank. You get a sound?
Polytank. Papananka Sankasa. A member who we are seeing now, at risk of prostate enlargement. We a member or her 20 ebitiminya prostate cancer, 5 bitimi afamu, Nadia Ubefamu.
Actually, this is not my fault.
And to wada, Entina Midimanichi Executive Prostate Center.
Executive Prostate Center is a unique medical center where we harmonize in-depth traditional medicine with cutting-edge science and technology to cure, to treat, and to prevent diseases like prostate enlargement, prostate cancer.
Executive Prostate Center. Madame, facilities no any professional medical care.
Sisi a bibia clear our system ni. Ye nro ne so de natural. Into we koso afa ma ye.
Executive Prostate Center. My cured.
Do you want a healthy smile?
Ready for a smile makeover? Hi, I'm Tanya from Bethel Dental Clinic, Ghana. Cosmetic dentistry services can enhance your smile's beauty and boost your confidence with a more attractive and radiant look. Whether you're interested in teeth whitening, veneers, or a complete smile transformation, an experienced dental team can help you achieve the smile of your dreams. The process begins with a consultation where we assess your oral health, discuss your specific concerns and goals to create a tailored treatment plan. While smile makeovers primarily focus on improving the appearance of the smile, they can also offer functional benefits such as better bite alignment, improved chewing ability, and enhanced overall health.
Healthy smile.
Welcome back. So tonight I've invited 3 people to help me understand what is happening with prices. Now, before I talk to them, I need to show you where we are. So the Ghana Cedi has been outperforming all its major comparative currencies quite significantly. Now, if you did a year-to-date look at the Ghana Cedi's performance, if you go and put that chart up, you will notice that the Ghana Cedi has actually appreciated against the US dollar by close to 15% if you compare where the currency is today to what it was a year ago. And that's pretty impressive, particularly because some of the stronger countries in Africa haven't done that well. So, for example, please put up the Ghana Cedi versus dollar chart, and let me just explain a few things. The other currencies that have done relatively well against the US dollar, like the South African rand, not this one, the South African rand and the Egyptian pound, haven't appreciated as much as the Ghana Cedi has, all right? So this is South African rand. It has, so basically this is the US dollar against other currencies, right? Year to date, this is the US dollar's performance. So you can say on the contrary that the South African rand has increased by 2.92% against the US dollar in the last 1 year. Okay, so look at the figure next to the 18. So South African rand has appreciated against the US dollar by close to 3%. Now show me the Egyptian pound. The Egyptian pound has appreciated year to date below 1%, 0.79 against the US dollar. And Egypt and South Africa are 2 of Africa's biggest economy. Egypt, South Africa, Nigeria. Now show me Ghana, this same chart for Ghana. And you'll notice that we've done pretty well because our figure is around 14.5%. I don't know if you don't have it, but it's our 14.5% appreciation for the Ghana Cedi. Okay, then show me the BOG figures then. If you don't have that, just show me the BOG figures. Where if you look at, for example, a month ago, right? So 15th April, a month ago, if you wanted the US dollar, you would need 15.5 Ghana cedis to get it. Now, the British pound, you needed 20.4 cedis to get a British pound. And you needed 17.6 cedis to get the euro. So take note of 15, 20, 17. Now, first week in May, what was this like? It comes down to, so 2nd May, 15 is now 14, 20 is now 18, 17 is now 16. So this is 2 weeks after the figure I showed you. So 15 is now 14, 20 is now 18, and then 17 is 16. Now show me today. 14 is now 12. 18 is now 16. 16 is now 14. All right? So clearly something is going on. In fact, the Cedi has appreciated against the dollar by 16%. 16% in the past 1 month. Now, some African countries' currencies are actually depreciating. So the figure I showed you for Egypt and South Africa, where the Cedi, where those currencies are appreciating, if you took, for example, the Kenyan shilling, same period, the Kenyan shilling has depreciated against the US dollar by 0.84%. So the US dollar is actually strengthening against the Kenyan shilling, right? Strengthening against the Kenyan shilling. Show me the Ugandan shilling as well. The Ugandan shilling, again, it has depreciated against, year to date is what I'm looking at. All right, 0.6. Now, the Tanzanian currency has actually depreciated 10% year to date. Tanzania, 10%. I don't have that here. If you have the Ghana chart, show it to me. Because that is actually the story for the day. That this is not just a Donald Trump issue. It's not just about tariffs. Because Ghana is obviously doing something. And we've explained this. I think on Monday, Theo Champong and Ajay Boateng explained that there were stuff the Bank of Ghana was doing, which includes the gold for reserve program, and then the selling of some of those gold reserves, the macro stability, and all of those things have contributed to this. So clearly, the Ghana government is doing something right. Now, the question we sought to answer on Monday was how long this would last. We are not sure yet. We are not sure yet, but it's quite clear that this has gone on for at least a month. Now, the figure I have today for the dollar is 12.6. This is the interbank rate, the average interbank rate used by commercial banks. The pound is 16.7. In fact, my panelist on Monday said to me that we have appreciated against the euro even better than against the dollar. So we are doing so well against these major trade currencies, and it's been over a month. Now, one of the questions I have for the panel is, how long do they want to see this to convince them that this is actually something real? Is this a blip or this is real? So we'll deal with that question. Then we'll come to what prices are doing. So maybe let me introduce my guests and then we'll jump into the matters. I have in studio the chairman of the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, in the person of John Aouni. John, thanks for joining us. Good evening.
Welcome. Good evening.
It's good to see you. We also have the president of the GUTA, which is the Ghana Union Traders Association, the indefatigable Dr. Joseph Obeng. Doc, good evening. Thanks for joining the program. He's there. I'm sure he's on. And I also have, of course, my good friend, my old friend, who is a banking consultant, and you can also call him an economist, Dr. Richmond Etuahine. Dr. Etuahine, good evening.
Good evening, Bernard.
How are you?
By the grace, I'm doing exceptionally well.
Let me start with you by asking you to comment on what I just showed, that the major African currencies are not doing as well against the dollar as we are. So I think clearly we all know that this is beyond Donald Trump and tariff issues and lack of confidence in the dollar. Clearly, the Ghana government is doing something different, which is making our currency the best performing possibly in the world, correct?
Well, thank you very much. When people say that it is not Donald Trump, ever since Donald Trump came to power, gold has risen from 3,000 to 3,000 before it dropped yesterday to 3,500. And as you revamp your gold export and then the price shoot up, definitely you're going to see improvement. That is where people who say that it's not Donald Trump, but the Trump coming to power has had him, because a lot of people have left the dollar and were saving in gold. And that is the philosophy. Anytime dollar strengthens, golds go down. Anytime gold goes up, dollar goes down. So people were saving in gold. And because of that, the prices went up. In addition, we have revamped our gold. Last year, we exported, the gross export was 11.6 billion gold. I'm being told, reliably told, that 2025 is going to hit 14.7 billion. If you calculated last year $2,340 per ounce, and you do the same calculation by today, $3,240 per ounce, you could see that countries like South Africa, that's when you did your analysis, the correlation between us is that they also produce enough gold, and Ghana do likewise. So at least the gold reserve increase in our gold export, in addition to the prices, has a bigger influence. And it is all because when Trump came in, the things he was doing, either he thought the whole world belongs to America, forgetting that the Chinese are becoming, or the BRIC, the BRIC, is becoming a very powerful institution. But that if you don't take care, by the time you realize, people will not be trading in dollar again. And that is the reason why today he flew to Saudi Arabia. And from there, he's gone to UAE. Because if he doesn't get the oil companies to support by having all these things in dollar and they move in gold, he's going to be in trouble. So it is not as simple as people say that it's not Trump taxes and all.
All right, but Doc, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying that even if the gold prices are appreciating, Ghana and South Africa are two of the world's largest gold exporters. I just showed you that our currency has appreciated close to 15% against the dollar. South Africa's currency appreciated just 3%. So let's put Trump aside. My point is that there are obviously local reasons why our currency is strengthening.
The locals are there.
Yeah.
The locals are there. Let me tell you, the currency is not strengthened because it is only gold. Let me tell you on record, remittances has been revamped in this country.
Okay.
People talk and they forgot it. Remittances this year, I'm telling you that we'll be hitting close to 5 billion. And don't forget, last year, according to the governor who left, we almost did about 6-point-something billion. If all these remittances are coming in and the gold is bumping up, and don't forget cocoa, it will shock you to know that a year ago, cocoa was being sold at 4,825 per metric ton. Today, go to the spot market. We're talking about 8,000. And the research that somebody has done, I pick it from Bloomberg. Ghana, with all our problems, up to April, we have done about close to $150,000 tons of cocoa. And if you multiply the 8,000 by 100, all these things are the factors that are making, in addition to the fiscal discipline, the tightened monetary policy, and what have you.
Fair enough.
So you can't lay your hands on just the gold. Let us get it that remittances, you can check on records.
All right.
You can check on records. Remittances is giving a lot of bumps to the city.
I'll come to remittances later because Mr. Trump is proposing a tariff on remittance transfers, and I'm sure that will concern you. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let me take the opening comment of my other guests, and then I'll come to you. Let me start with Mr. Awuni in studio. What do you make of what we've just seen, what we've seen in the past year and a half? Because you have been talking to me about prices and stuff like this. How surprised have you been? I mean, look at what we have here, right? Cedi against the dollar, 14.5% appreciating. From late April, boom, dollar against Cedi. So basically, it's been straight until something happened. We don't know how long this is going to go. What are your thoughts?
Thank you very much, and good evening to your viewers. I think that from an economic point of view, that's very impressive. The government appears to be doing something right, much more than what we all think globally because of global geopolitics. Trump's actions and inactions are affecting, making the US dollar weaker. But if you look at that aspect that yes, Trump's actions are making US dollar weaker against other major currencies and all that globally, you find out that other currencies, it's not only the Ghanaian cedi that should have advantage, that should have benefited.
Yeah.
And then so you find out, like you've rightly shown in the graphs, the South African, the Kenyan, and then Uganda, and then all that. All those currencies have appreciated.
The Zambian kwacha has appreciated 4%.
Exactly.
Ghana is 15.
Ghana has appreciated 15. In November, the exchange rate, I think, to the bureau rate was like 17.2 cedis.
17 in November?
In November, I bought dollars from the bureau.
17.2
cedis to $1
in November.
In November, and so if you take from November to date, it came down to 16.4, 16 down, 15, and today look at where we are. Interbank rates talking about 12 point something, and even though the black market rate, businesses.
What's the black market rate?
The black market rate today is 13.75. Yesterday was 13.85. I don't deal.
So the black market is. So 13.8 is now 13.7. But then the interbank is 12.6.
Exactly. And
so there's still a problem to be solved there.
And yet in the the only gap is that difference is that you find out that in the bank of the BOG rates, the Cedi continues to gain strength against the dollar.
But it's normal for the black market to be higher than the interbank.
No, not fine. But the black market, there's a trend beginning to show in the black market, which is a bit worrying.
What's that trend?
From Friday, the trend is that it's rising.
In the black market?
In the black market. It's beginning to rise from last week.
Really? Because on the interbank it's still falling?
It's exactly. So that makes people a little jittery. So,
but having said that, is the black market bigger than the interbank market in terms of volume of transactions?
Well.
Or we can't know because it's black?
It's black, but from where I sit, I would say that a huge portion of the businesses deal with black market.
Really?
When you sometimes go to the, listen, okay, say really, the former administration, they said they came out, they went and had a meeting at PGIS, and they came and said that they were not going to grant dollars to importers to import certain commodities and that. So they are not banned, but wherever you find your dollar in import, that is the reason. But we didn't have subsidies in the market. Question is, where did they find the goods into the country?
So you believe there's a lot more dollars outside the banking system than in the banking system?
If you go to the bank today and you are asking for $50,000 or $100,000, they'll tell you that, well, we don't have. But this afternoon, I was having a discussion with one business lady. And the lady said, oh, Mr. Awuni, I went to the bank and I was looking for $5,000 or so. If they couldn't give me, but they rather preferred to call a black market person to come and give me the dollars. And I've had occasions where you will ask for even $1 million.
So the bank called an Alaji?
Alaji. And an Alaji within an hour has produced $1 million. And the bank,
are you serious?
I am, well, you know me. I'm too fast.
A bank called an Alaji?
Alaji. And the Alaji produces $1 million. And the bank cannot give you $10,000.
So you are saying that the difference between the interbank and the black market is normal. But the fact that the black market, the dollar is strengthening is a problem.
That has been a bit of a worry for now. Said, what is happening? Other than that, it has been all joy that, yes, the trend shows a good performance of the Cedi against the dollar. But what is happening right now, but that shouldn't even be too much of a worry. But it can't discount what is happening.
What is happening. Let me take Mr. Obin's initial thought. Dr. Obin, thanks for joining us. A few things. The Cedi has done very well, at least a month and a few days. Although we are told that the black market, the dollar is a bit more expensive than on the interbank market. I guess that's normal. But the fact that the Cedi is strengthening is the big news, correct?
Yeah. It's a huge news. For us, if the Cedi is losing its value, all that it means is that we are losing our capital. If there's appreciation, the Cedi is appreciating, then of course we are also adding up to our capital. So this thing is very good, and the trend have been very positive. Don't forget that we're able to stabilize around 15 to 15.5 for a reasonable time, and then we started descending. So it means that we are on the a threshold to stabilize the local currency, for which I'm very excited about.
Do we have more import? Do we have?
When it comes to,
okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, it's frozen. Forgive me. I was going to ask you if overall economic actors benefit in Ghana or get hurt when this kind of thing happens, because I've heard exporters say that they are suffering. In fact, an exporter spoke to me today and said he was really worried about what was going on. So I wanted to ask if when you put all of us together, or being the importer and maybe somebody else the exporter, overall, is this better for the economy or it's worse? The fact that the Cedi is gaining strength.
Bernard, by all standards, this is a great thing. This is a great thing for the country. And for me, it's not only the appreciation that is even more critical. The more critical thing is that it should be stable. One of the greatest things that this government or any government can do is to allow its currency remain stable at a particular figure. Plus or minus, just a bit of fluctuation here and there, but it should be very stable. And that allows business predictability. That allows price stability. And that allows good planning. But in a situation where you don't have good, for now, even whatever is happening, it still gives a lot of room for speculation. Because you don't know, is it going to go down to 10? Is it going to go down to 12? At what point will it stabilize and whatever? So it gives room for, and that is the reason why you are having prices not going down a lot in the market, currently in the market, because still people are panicking. At what level? Is it going to stabilize? Or is it will it go down to 7? Let me hold my goods and then see. So there's a bit of
So the appreciation is also instability because it's too rapid.
It's too rapid. And you even, look, when you go to other previous videos where the Cedi was appreciating against the currency in the former former regime. There's people
problem?
of this current, you have people of this current government who said that we have seen it before. It will depreciate again.
Really?
I know you can see there are videos like that. I am not a politician, but I am just these are things that happen. So because of this history of the currency being unstable,
what is happening overall is better for the economy, because some exporters were complaining to me earlier today. When we put everything together, is it better for us? What's going on?
Yeah. So those economists and the exporters, they are going back to it again. I wonder why they don't seem to recognize that if we have a strong currency, it helps their own business. Some economists are going to confuse the government. The Cedi has become so strong, and that exporters are not benefiting from it, and that you are not gaining from your exports and all that. And that, when happened, previous governments have gone back and devalued the currency. Most of the depreciation that we're experiencing, most of them were deliberate, so that the city will depreciate, so that the so-called benefit for the export. But that's not the case. We are in a global world. You have to. It means that your operations and your cost of production have become very less for you. It means that you have become competitive. If the dollar is still